You're still a virgin? What are you waiting for?
Oh my God, what am I going to tell my parents?
You would if you loved me.
Where can I go for help?
Is everybody doing it?
No, a lot of guys and girls have made the decision to wait until marriage to have sex. The decision to wait takes strength.
Strength to resist temptation.
Courage.
To stand up to peer pressure.
Self-control.
To not let myself get into compromising situations.
Commitment.
To my future and the spouse I hope to have one day. Some laugh when I say I'm a virgin, but what's not funny are the consequences to those who don't wait.
If you are sexually active and need a free pregnancy test, or would like to change the direction of your life, call the Aiken Pregnancy Care Center.
Yes, the Aiken Pregnancy Care Center is where women in crisis or unplanned pregnancy can find help. The Aiken Pregnancy Care Center is a Christian ministry promoting God's design for women. We do this through building relationships, offering free practical help, counseling, and educational programs, along with free pregnancy testing. All of these services are done and given in an atmosphere of Christian love. The Aiken Pregnancy Care Center helps approximately 350 clients a year. Some of these clients are young women who are unsure if they're pregnant and are looking for help. Others know they're pregnant but aren't sure where to turn. They are looking for help and training to develop the skills needed to become a successful parent. Some of the resources the center provides to clients include free pregnancy testing, prenatal and parenting classes, a 24-hour hotline, sonogram services, and abortion alternative education, referrals for prenatal care, social services, and legal assistance, abstinence education through events such as Pure Hearts Club, the Purity Ball, and abstinence retreats, baby supplies and a maternity closet, referrals for adoption, support for women who have experienced an abortion or miscarriage, education about sexually transmitted diseases.
Now we see them, Roger, in lots of different ways. We'll see them for a pregnancy test. We'll see them for prenatal classes. We'll see them for parenting classes. Some will come in referred to us, say from ACTS or from some other agency in the community for a different area of help. If they're coming back as a repeat, they'll come back in the parenting class. Or they might come back for other types of services that we might provide or they think are necessary, or we might have to refer them on to other agencies. One of the new aspects of our work this year, of course, has been our work with the Latino population and the Spanish classes, and we hope to expand that from prenatal classes next year into prenatal and parenting classes.
Occasionally clients come in who are excited and hopeful they're pregnant, but these are the exception rather than the rule. The majority of clients are coming in for the first time, frightened and confused. They are looking for help and guidance.
I just had a gal in yesterday who, prior to taking the test, she said, I'm pretty sure that I'm pregnant, and when we talked about it, she was okay with that and thought she was ready. She's a student at the university and really thought that she would be prepared to handle that. And then when she found out she was pregnant, her total demeanor changed. And all of a sudden you could see going through her mind the fear that she had. Well, how was she going to complete school? When I asked her about her parents, talking with her parents about that, she just froze. She couldn't even. But prior to that, she said, oh yes, if I'm pregnant, my parents will support me all the way. And that answer changed when reality hit her. Her boyfriend was waiting in the waiting room, and when I brought him back, it was like the two of them, all of a sudden, reality hit both of them. So some of the questions I wanted to dialogue with them about, it was impossible to do that at that point because they were still in that, oh my gosh, what have we done stage.
What would you tell her is the next step then?
We talked about the prenatal classes. I talked I gave her my card and said, just call me if you want to talk. Now, if you have questions, you don't even have to come in, just call me and I'll listen to you and we'll talk through some of that. But my real intent, and I wanted to get her to her doctor.
Sometimes new clients feel that abortion is their only alternative. The center seeks to help these women talk through their feelings and concerns and help guide and educate them with abortion alternatives.
Most of the abortion-related conversations are not in the counseling room, but over the telephone. I'm delighted that they call us and want to talk it through. And Kelly's wonderful. She does a lot more of talking through, asking them what they felt about abortion before they found out that they were pregnant, asking them what their faith is, what they believe about God, what they believe about life, just letting them talk through some of their feelings.
Well, along with the counseling and the education that the Aiken Pregnancy Care Center provides, it just opens up a completely different door for these women to be able to see their baby, the inside their womb, that it's actually a live, living being. And for example, last week, a 20-year-old came in with her best friend. She knew she was pregnant. She had taken a pregnancy test at home, was not sure how far along she was, and she was scared. She was confused. She knew that it was a bad timing on her part to be having a baby, and she was extremely abortion-minded. And I came in to do her sonogram, and with measurements and everything, and showing her the baby. The baby was 19 weeks old. Arms, legs, fingers, heart beating. We could tell that the baby was a girl. And the more I showed her, the more excited she got. She actually named the baby while she was on the table. And she just, I mean, it was just like she had started planning for this child while she laid there. When she walked through the door, though, she was abortion-minded, ready to rid this pregnancy. And by seeing that baby, I mean, her best friend, her, myself, we were all crying before it was all over with, and it was just it was a blessing to be a part of that. It just really empowers them, I think, to know that whatever decision they make, that it's an important decision because there is a real baby in there.
We had a father in here. I was doing prenatal classes with, and the day that we had the sonogram, he could hear that heartbeat, and his whole attitude about the process from that class on changed because he knew without a doubt that there was a real life there, and he was part of that. So.
The Aiken Pregnancy Care Center hosts a number of community outreach and education events throughout the year. We believe that lifestyle choices begin at an early age, and the center seeks to help teen girls through providing activities and retreats that focus on purity of heart, mind, and body. One such event is the Pure Freedom Retreat.
Honestly, when I first heard about it, I just thought it was going to be something that I've heard over and over again, that, you know, God wants us to be virgins and that we need to be pure, and I guess I was expecting that, but when we got there, it was just so much different. The ladies at the Pregnancy Care Center, they just, you know, brought it to everyday life. They used examples, and they made it easy for us to understand, but they also interpreted Scripture for us. The lessons were what really affected me most. Not only that were they, you know, brought to my terms, but they were interesting, they weren't boring, and I realized that I wasn't the only person who felt the way I did at times, and that was really comforting.
The Aiken Pregnancy Care Center has only 2 paid staff members. All other services are provided by a wonderful group of volunteers. The volunteers provide counseling, training, sonogram services, parenting classes, building maintenance, and whatever they can do to help the center fulfill its ministry to the community. One such volunteer is Dr. Roger Rollins.
My name is Roger Rollins, and I'm a recent member of the board of the Aiken Pregnancy Care Center. I've been concerned for many years about the lives of the unborn. I feel that somebody needs to stand up and speak for them, since they obviously can't do so themselves, but they're definitely God's creation, what God's created. I got interested, particularly my daughter many years ago was in an oral essay contest, and she chose to speak on abortion. And I remember very specifically she was talking about it from the perspective of the unborn, how that baby was looking forward to coming forth and being with its mother, wondering what procedure was going on, and then all of a sudden the baby was no more. And that had a significant impact on me, and I've been very interested and tried to be involved as much as I could ever since then.
Another function of the Aiken Pregnancy Care Center is to provide parenting classes for new mothers and fathers. Sometimes the classes are attended by mothers of older children as well as grandmothers who are supportive of their daughters who are in the program.
Well, I'm Sandy Sparks, and as a volunteer on Monday night in the parenting class with Aiken Pregnancy Care Center, we try to form a small group setting with actually a wide range of ages. Part of the classes that I enjoy the most is that we work through individual issues, decision making. We spend a good deal of time talking about different types of parenting skills and the different types of parenting, and most of the girls in the class can recognize the style of parenting that they were raised under, and we talk about what was positive about that, what needs to be changed. We talk about active parenting and the concept that you get involved with your child very early. You look at the decisions they're making and how they're reacting to you and try to redirect behavior before it becomes an issue.
And what have you learned that you think will be especially valuable as a first-time mom?
The importance of touch and bonding with your baby inside and outside the womb, discipline, the infant massage, how to stay calm in an emergency, and things to expect from your baby and how your baby grows and develops.
Super.
Aiken Pregnancy Care Center's primary funding comes to us through local churches and individuals, but there are 3 other ways that majorly impact our budget. One's our baby bottle campaign, which is a wonderful way for local churches to support us. At the end of the day or end of the week, just throw your loose coins into the baby bottle, and it's a great way to raise money for the Pregnancy Care Center. In the spring, we have our annual banquet. That's a time in which persons make pledges towards the ministry of the Pregnancy Care Center. There's always a wonderful speaker that enlightens us about some aspect of our work here. Then in the fall is our life walk, when persons will walk 2 miles, and most of the time we carry this out at Odell Weeks, and then raise pledges for the Pregnancy Care Center.
I think we live in a world where there are very few places that someone in trouble can really go to find the answer. And I think that's because we're a Christian group. I think that we serve the community in that when a young woman or an older woman is in a crisis pregnancy or an unplanned pregnancy, she has a place to go where there's compassion and love and knowledge on how to help her to get through this.
Did you know that every 51 minutes a South Carolina teenager gets pregnant? Did you know that 55% of the high school students surveyed in South Carolina have admitted to having sexual intercourse? Safe sex is not the answer. Abstinence is the answer. Believe me, I know. I was just recently married and abstained from having premarital sex, and it wasn't easy. I went through the same pressures that you go through. But my relationship with God and my parents helped me to realize that abstinence was the right choice. Parents, get involved with your children. Teach them about abstinence. It can save their lives.
Did you know that many women are already 8 weeks pregnant before they learn they're going to have a baby? By this point, the baby already has a heartbeat, brainwaves, and feels pain. Did you know that most abortions are performed at 8 weeks or later? Abortion stops that heartbeat. If you're facing an unwanted pregnancy and are struggling with what you should do, we would like to offer you accurate information about all of your options. Call us at 649-9890 or visit our office at 225 Barnwell Avenue before you make a life-ending decision.